Howdy, everybody. Welcome back to Cosplay is a Community. I am Jade Torres, your host. For all of you listening in again, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the first episode. The first episode can be found on Spotify and on YouTube, so make sure that you watch those both. But let me go ahead and introduce our next two cosplayers for today. So Damion and Ciel are a cosplay duo based out of Benbrook, Texas. Ciel has been cosplaying since 2016, and next year will hit his 10-year mark. Damion has been sewing for 9 years, and in 2019 started cosplaying. In 2023, they met and decided to become a duo and have been making cosplays ever since. Some of their cosplays include Bungo Stray Dogs, Alien Stage, Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, and Heaven's Official Blessing, and recently they have decided to incorporate historical accuracy and influence to some of their cosplay. So, David and Ciel, welcome! Hello, welcome to the show!
Hi, thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you guys for letting me interview you. So I guess let's just get started. So how did both of you guys start cosplaying?
So,
You can go
I was introduced to the anime and cosplay community in 2016 by a family friend. And from there, I kind of just ventured out to trying it on as like Halloween costumes almost. And then I was like, oh, there's this whole community where I can dress up daily. So I
Yeah.
kind of started going from there into actually going to conventions with a friend. And then buying my own cosplays. I didn't start making them until
Until I
I
came
met
along.
him.
Yeah, so you were like the inspiration, like kind of thing, and I'm assuming Damion is like the sewer or the project manager.
I'm the realist almost in some scenarios. Like he'll see something and be like, "Hey, let's make this like crazy," and I'm like, "Okay, hold up. I'm for it. Let me see if this is actually possible first
Yeah.
with my abilities."
I make a lot of cosplays with my mom, and she's like definitely the
Mhm.
realist when it comes to mine. So like I get it. Like I'm like, let's do this, and she's like, hold on, we don't even know if this is possible yet. So, but yeah, I commend you guys on like working together. So I'm assuming you guys met each other like while you guys were cosplaying. Like how did you guys meet each other?
Yeah, so the story of how we met is actually so funny. We both ended up going to this convention in Abilene, so it was like 2 hours from where both of us were living at the time. And I was in Dobby from My Hero Academia, so like half my face was covered in latex. I had this big old trench coat on that was like
Yeah,
dragging on the floor
bright
behind me.
blue eyes.
Yeah, everyone was like halfway scared of me because I got like bright contacts. Like I've had a voice actor stop me and go, "Chill." And I'm just like, I'm sorry. And he was in Shelian from Heaven's Official, and I just ended up like passing by him on our way to. It was like the cosplay walk thing that they do. They did this thing. I haven't really seen it
No.
done at any other conventions.
We passed each other in the dealer's hall because you saw my cosplay.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, like, isn't that Heaven's Official? Like, I haven't got to watch it yet. And he was just like, yeah. Well, then we ended up seeing each other again at this thing that con does. I haven't really seen.
It was the
a whole lot.
parade.
Yeah, the parade. I haven't seen a whole lot of other places do it, but just like a bunch of cosplayers just like come and just walk through the entire con and then go back to the main stage. Well, I ended up walking right beside him, and so I was like, hey, like, I'll talk to this person. Like, they're really chill. They're really fun. Like, I kind of vibe with them. And we ended up spending the rest of the day of that con together. And I was only supposed to go for that Saturday. Like, I was just going for Saturday. And he was like, hey, I'm going to be back here on Sunday. How far away from here do you live? And I'm like, oh, like about like hour and a half or so. And so I like begged and pleaded with my parents to come back the next day. And it was like, I had like rushed a cosplay that night. Like, it was like my first draft of Dazai from Bungo Stray Dogs. It was terribly put together. And he like didn't even recognize me at first.
Because I
Because I had all that latex off. Like, it was
Yeah.
just my face. And he was like, oh, wait, no, that is you.
Oh my
But we
gosh.
ended up just kind of talking. He was like, hey, I've really like been looking for someone to do duo cosplays with. I was like, oh my god, me too. And so we've just been a duo since.
Yep.
That's awesome. Yeah, I definitely like remember doing duos whenever I was younger, like when I started cosplaying, like me and my like friends would all like go together and we would be like, "Oh, let's all plan to do this one thing." Or like I would plan with like my best friend from high school and we would like all cosplay together. So it's like it's really nice to see that you two are still a duo like after so long of like cosplaying together. Like that's amazing to me. So um I guess so like as you guys like kept like doing more duo stuff like together, like what did you guys like bond over like in like the cosplay things? Like what things did you guys like focus on together?
Do you want me to answer this one?
Yeah.
So it was it was also that entire like how we met story is just so funny to me. It's hilarious. But there was like this one booth that was selling like Genshin cards, like character cards. We ended up buying like a full case of them and made that dealer regret selling us the full case. It was
Oh my
very
God.
funny. 'Cause we got some cards that were worth like $100 each.
Mm-hmm.
It was so funny. But just kind of like found more about like, oh, you like this, I also like this, like kind of finding that similar interest. And then also later found out that we have like very similar like cosplayers that inspire us. So creators like AKR, Inspector,
Taryn.
Taryn.
Oh my God, I love Taryn.
Oh, he posted one post recently and I yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh, I love Taryn. Well, Taryn, okay, I'm the joke. Like, y'all are gonna get sick of me by episode 10 of me saying I'm a JoJo nerd, but I'm a JoJo nerd, and I love Taryn because he cosplays all the JoJo characters. So like,
they're so good. I haven't even seen JoJo. I've just like seen enough cosplays and everything of it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, sir.
right,
Oh my god,
right.
Um,
But yeah,
yeah, just kind of found out like we had very similar inspirations. We had a similar makeup style actually that we were both going for. So we were like, hey, this could be like really sick if we did this together. Like we could pull this off. And it was just kind of that. And then led to us eventually actually getting together as a couple, which even strengthened that bond even more.
that's so
And
cute.
yeah.
I'm so happy for you two. I'm always happy to see like when people like either bond over like cosplayers, whatever, and it just really like evokes and shows like it's definitely more than just like people dressing up. Like you can make actual friends and like actual
Yeah,
relationships through
Mhm.
this. Like it's super good with that. So, I guess like my next question, like building off of that, is I know you guys talked about like the historical like accuracy like behind your cosplays, which is like something that's always been super fascinating to me. I have friends who do that too. So I guess so how when did you decide like this was something that was like important for you to get?
When I was okay,
It was really recent
so
that we decided to start doing it.
together recently we decided to do that, but I was in ballet as a kid up till like I think I was 16 maybe.
I think so.
I
don't know.
I don't remember.
I didn't know you did.
I've just been around those highly embellished like costumes and everything, and then later I became an art history nerd, and then like just a nerd about old clothes basically. And I always wanted to dress up in that, and then I later got pushed more to do that by my family because it became a house staple to dress up every once in a while and just walk around the house. So that's when it became a thing for me. But
For me,
I
it
don't
was
know about you.
mainly I was in One Act Play in high school, and I absolutely loved it. And my first show that I did was Treasure Island. So
Oh, that's
like
fun.
layers on layers, beautiful jackets, and it's actually one of the main things I want to recreate is my jacket was like the most beautiful thing. It was like a deep navy, had silver beading and embroidery all the way down the front and a bright purple lining. And I was like, oh my god, this is absolutely gorgeous. Like, I'm completely in love with this. And then kind of later on in that, I was like, oh, the cosplay community kind of plays with this concept a lot. And I'm like, wait a second. And so like that's when like we're like, hey, like maybe in the future I'll try that. But recently our we absolutely love Phantom of the Opera. It's like our favorite musical of all time.
I've been watching it since I was, I think, 3 or 4 years old.
and
Aw.
and so it's really been a big inspiration for us like to cosplay Phantom and Christine.
Oh my
So
gosh,
like
that's gonna be so good.
so it's like, hey, this is a cosplay. We can do something incredible, similar to what we were talking about. Let's
Mhm.
give it a shot.
Yeah. So I guess like that goes into my next question. So it sounds like to me like a lot of like the sources like you guys are pulling from are like from like plays or like operas and like things like that. So is that like the only sources that you grab from when it like comes to historical accuracy, or is there like anything else that y'all grab from like at all?
Usually, for me at least, I grab from films, like plays, everything like that, but then I also look at actual portraits that were made, and then I also find those like recreation dresses that the museums make, and I just look at all of the list of everything they did, and I look at the photos to be like, oh, this goes there, that goes there. And then I also just go into the history, like the time period, to just look at how accurate dresses were
One,
and
Yeah.
different
yeah,
things.
one of the main sources we've really been trying to use is like look at what the creator looked at. So, for example, Christine, I just know this example because it's the one that we've been looking at the most. Andrew Lloyd Webber, when he was designing Christine Dia's "Think of Me" dress at the beginning of Phantom of the Opera,
The movie, the
in the
2004
movie, in the movie, he looked at Empress Sisi and this specific portrait of her in a white dress with little gold stars scattered over it. Well, that kind of gave us his inspiration. That also gave us a time period. That also gave us similar portraits of her. And so it's just kind of combining a little bit of everything.
That's cool, honestly. And I like I dedicate like I applaud you guys on that because that is so hard. I think I've only had one other friend who took like a they like read about like how they made like men's shirts like back in the medieval like era, and then like he used those same like techniques and put that into the
Yeah.
cosplay to like make the shirt. And like you can tell like on the costume like those techniques were used, and like so I applaud you on that. Like that is dedication like at its finest. So like congrats to you, because a lot of people would not take on that challenge. um
Work cut out for me, but I'm hoping for good things.
Us.
oh
Yeah, you got to do all that beating.
oh gosh. Oh, I don't. That's beating.
I've never made a ball gown, so I'm terrified.
Oh, but I think it's gonna look beautiful, honestly.
Hopefully.
So I guess because we've elaborated on like you guys have elaborated on like your specific like projects, and like talking about like Phantom of the Opera and anything like that. I do want to change topics just a little bit. Um, I know Ciel, you've said that you've been cosplaying since like 2016, which is a long time. That's even longer
Yeah.
than I've been cosplaying. Like I've been only cosplaying for like 7 years. That's even longer than me. So, if you could, for like any listeners out here who are not familiar with cosplay, like, can you elaborate on like how cosplaying has changed from when you started, like back in 2016, to like what it is now? Like, just even a brief like synopsis, even.
Yeah. For 2016, it was less known in a way. It's like you had to hear about it through friends or online or something, but it was very rare to see it online unless you looked for it specifically. And back then, it was mainly just people cosplaying from their closet or buying costumes from Amazon or just doing that. But then there was those amazing cosplayers that have been doing it for like 25 years that you just looked at and you're like, oh, I can't wait to do that someday. And then as it went on, it became less bought to more made because it was becoming bigger in America, I would say. From Comic-Con, a lot of people went from Comic-Con to more anime stuff, and then also anime people went to more Comic-Con stuff. That's what I saw. It like combined and it made it bigger.
Yeah.
And
so
then,
like so like it kind of like mashed like into each other, which is interesting. But keep going.
Yeah. But then later, like Musically came about. I remember when TikTok used to be Musically, and that's where a lot of cosplayers went to build their platform, and it got spread out more. And then I saw all these other people coming in from like different fandoms, like animes that I never knew about, and even then just games that I never knew about. So I was seeing all these different game costumes, like anime, some even from like visual novels. And it was really fun. The trends were also very weird back then. A lot of them are like now would be controversial, but back then it was not controversial at all.
Yeah.
And
I could see that definitely.
Yeah.
As someone who was on Musically as a middle schooler, you could definitely like see the translate. And as someone who studies media too, like for my degree, like you can definitely see like the switch in between like when we like went from Musically and we were figuring out like what to do with this platform, and then once we figured it out, it got like rebranded and changed, and then we had to figure out what to do with that platform. So like I totally get that too.
And then TikTok came around, and that's when the cosplay community just blew up. So many people were getting famous off of TikTok.
Yeah.
And that made cons more like attended. They became more popular in a way to where places would sell out before you could even get a ticket if you were like there from the beginning.
Yeah, I remember when I started and I'd be like, oh, there's a con. Sold out.
Mm-hmm.
That's
was
crazy.
Yeah, 2019.
And then other trends started coming around during TikTok where it was the more decorated wigs with like the glitter, the jewelry, the charms and everything, which I love. They're beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
Then I remember the Danganronpa comeback.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. Oh, that's all can of worms. Oh. But no, it's fine.
That was one of the strangest comebacks, because then you just saw all of these people walking down the street in these highly decorated, elaborate, colorful pieces.
Yeah.
And you're just there in your little outfit
Yeah.
and your wig, and you're like, oh.
We're like almost moved like
Okay.
from less closet, more
It went from
accurate.
less closet to more accurate and more decorated.
Yeah.
Which I loved, because it was getting people to express themselves a lot better.
True. Do you think that, I guess, do you think that like the switch from like Musically and like us like as a, I guess as a society, like accepting more like do you think short form content like stuff like making videos on like TikTok and like Musically helped cosplay in that sense, like regain some traction, and then like we start seeing like more of this stuff? Like what is your like take on that?
Personally, I think it did help a lot. Some people did not deserve, and that's controversial to say, but some people did not deserve that fame they got from short videos. But then there were the other people that were small cosplayers.
Yeah,
that are amazing, that need to be recognized.
That have inspired so many people.
Yeah.
That's how I got Jumpstart, was TikTok.
Yeah. But overall, I think it was a good thing. It brought back the community. It brought back the like joy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're right. No, I agree. I think definitely like people seeing more like people like cosplay and like do all these things, like if you see someone else doing it like naturally, like you're gonna do it too. You follow the leader. So like I definitely think that like TikTok and stuff like that definitely helped it gain traction, and it's very popular now and like very popular today. So I guess so since you guys have started, right? You guys have been cosplaying for quite a long time now. I guess what would you say to someone who's like just getting started on TikTok, like just getting started on any of these platforms? Like what advice would you give to them?
Keep posting.
Yeah,
Don't
don't do what we did and just disappear for like a year and then be like, I promise.
Because back in 2019, 2020, I had an account that had over, what was it? 4.5k followers
Holy
because
cow.
I was a consistent poster. That account is deleted. I hate that account. I never want to visit that account. But I did lose a lot of people from that. But it's
Yeah,
things
it's something we
ended.
can rebuild.
Things ended badly with that account, and I don't look back on it as a thing to keep me away.
Yeah, as something to make you regret.
I learned from the hate that I got to be a better cosplayer, really. But just keep posting. Keep like refining your skills no matter what it is. If you buy costumes, if you cosplay from your regular clothes, just keep refining your skills and you'll get there.
Yeah. Also, like, kind of bounce off that. Mine would be like, don't compare yourself to the point where you're giving up. Like, yes, I've been sewing for that long, but at the same time, I've been sewing on and off. I'm self-taught. I'm not the best cosplayer. So like, I went to my first convention and I was like, oh my god, this jacket that I had worked on, like, it doesn't look as cool as so-and-so's dress or so-and-so's, but it's not really a competition. Like, I know there's cosplay competitions, but like even then it's really not. It's like, hey, almost like in like its own like little area, the sewing community within cosplay, it's like, hey, let's like grow together. Or even then, like, I'm in multiple group chats and everything where it's like, hey, I don't know what to do here, and so I'll bounce ideas off someone that's maybe been sewing 10 years longer than me, or maybe even just like maybe a couple of years, but they know this technique better. It's a journey. It's growth. So it's not like, don't put too much pressure on yourself when you're still learning. There's always room for improvement.
And in terms of like competing in cosplay competitions, that's new for us. We only competed together last year.
Yeah. Our first one was Anime Frontier last year.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. In
I
terms
remember, y'all.
of competing, don't get upset if you didn't win or anything. It's still about having fun. Like, yeah, your audio might not have been the best as like some other people, like
Yeah,
people that are like
happens.
in the masters category. It's gonna happen. You're new to it.
Yeah, or
Don't,
even then,
like-
like some people like put their own voiceovers in their audio and
Yeah,
everything. And it's like, yeah, that does show a bit more work. It shows more, I guess, almost experience in some forms of fashion. But at the end of the day, those are still, you will meet some amazing people as long as you're not, like I said, like over comparing yourself to it. Like, there's gonna be people that win. There's gonna be people that lose. But at the end of the day, that's not the meaning of it. That's not the reason that competition's there.
And from competing, you learn as you go. It's mainly, it's a learn as you go thing. Like, you get better at each competition that you go to.
Yeah, seriously.
I think that's a great way to look at cosplay, like, as a whole. Like, even in, like, our day and age where, like, again, like, I feel like there's a lot of competition, like, out there, like, on social media between different cosplayers and stuff. But it's, like, we should be treating it as, like, an art form in which we're all kind of learning from each other. I love that. Because I feel like the competitive aspect gets a little bit, like, too in the forefront of the mind sometimes, and we can forget, like, this is supposed to be something fun, like, it's supposed to be a hobby kind of thing.
Like, in the beginning of when competitions became more popular, I remember there weren't even prizes, like money. It was just like a voucher for like a meal or like a voucher from a vendor to get a free gift or something. But it's become such a big part of the community that people just see it as this competition to see who's better than everybody else. And that's not what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I feel
you
like
never know the person that, like, I know in the community that we're in, the person that got best in show will help people that were like at the bottom of the novice category and is over here like, hey, you got this, that looks great. Or someone in the masters might be like, hey, I like something happened with this prop, what exactly like can I do? And it's like everyone answers and everyone's like bouncing ideas off each other. It doesn't matter your level, it's a growth and a journey. It really is. It's a community, not a me or you. Like I don't really know how else to
It's
put
a
it.
community, not a survival show.
Yeah.
yeah. I think and I think that's like I think that's a good way to look at it too, because I mean that's the whole reason why I'm doing this podcast, is because it's like we need to start, I feel like, showing that it really is a community. We're not doing it to say that we're better than than so and so who's been doing it for like billions of years. I see cosplayers who have been doing it for like ever, and they still have the same exact issues that I would as like someone who's not been doing it for long. So like I get that too. Well, we are almost out of time. But I have one more question for you that I ask at the end of every episode. And it is, how has cosplay shaped you as people? I'm going to leave it open-ended. You guys can answer it however you'd like.
Me or you go first? You can go first.
For me, it helped me be comfortable in my self-confidence a little bit. I've struggled with that because of family background and everything and just a lot of stuff. But it helped my self-confidence. It helped me express myself more in a way that I couldn't with my own family. Because, yeah, my sister's an artist. Yeah, there's, like, people that in my family that are great, like, and stuff.
Like,
but I was that one that was very performative. I wanted to be on a stage. I wanted to be dressing in costumes. Like, I'll still sing musical theater songs in the car.
We're singing.
But doing cosplay has also helped my family see that I'm passionate about something else other than just going to school or just being a traditional artist. And it's kind of just helped bond our family together, which I love. Yeah. It's great. But also it just helped me, like I said, in my self-confidence and just be who I am.
For me, it kind of relates to self-confidence, but it, like, translates in a different way. I never really felt comfortable in my own skin growing up. I grew up in a very small town, middle of nowhere, West Texas.
Population 500.
Population is literally 500, or I think it's like 482 or something right now. Like, it's tiny town, tiny town. So with that, there's not like a whole lot of that, like, outside influence. Like, there's no, like I said, I was an hour and a half to the nearest convention that we met at. Like, there's not a whole lot of diversity there. And so this kind of relates back to like that TikTok helping or hindering or anything like that. It really helps because it actually helped me kind of find comfortable in my own skin in terms of my gender. Like, I remember putting on, it was Dobby, funny enough, for the first time. Most random character. And it was like the first time I really saw myself as like, oh, I don't have to be like this perfect, like, little small town girl at the time. And it's like, okay, that's not who I am. Now who am I? And so that kind of led me into how, like, welcoming and comforting and diverse the cosplay community is, which eventually helped me figuring out myself as a person, as a trans man, and just, like, it gave me that warmth and that comfort that I didn't have physically. Like, I didn't have that with my family. I didn't really have a whole lot of that even with my friends. So it gave me that outlet to find myself, really.
Yeah. I think that's absolutely wonderful. I always like to see whenever, like, something so simple as like putting on just an outfit just
Yeah.
makes you feel like you. And like I think being comfortable in your own skin is something that everybody wants too. So if cosplay helps you find that, like
Yeah.
go for it
It was
and
awesome.
do it. Yeah. Well, that is all the time we have for today. Thank you, Damion and Ciel, so much for letting me interview you guys. You guys were absolutely amazing. If you guys would like to follow them, they are on Instagram under 2tr.cos. Do you guys have any other socials that the audience can follow, or is it just that one?
Our
Just
TikTok.
Instagram and TikTok, and it's the same handle.
Perfect. Well, you can follow them on there. Check them out. They are definitely absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to see what else they do. So that is it for our show today. Thank you guys so much for listening or watching if you're on YouTube. And remember, cosplay is a community, so make it one. Goodbye, and I'll see you in the next episode.